Hey everyone, happy Leo season. So the sun is in the constellation of Leo, which it rules, and we're in the middle of summer. Leo is a fixed fire sign ruled by the sun. What does that mean? Fixed is the mode of being very persistent, stick to it, like I'm in the midst of it and I'm not going to quit, I'm going to persevere. So it can be very stubborn, very intentional, committed. Fire is passion, it's creativity, it's generosity, it's bravery. So the main archetypes of Leo are about being heroic, being very brave and courageous in your life, being very self-expressed and creative, and really being heart-centered and generous. So I want to share some tarot with you for this month because I think visually the images will give you something to connect to that may add some extra meaning or insight for you as you go through this middle of the summer. So the Leo card in tarot in the major arcana is the strength card. I'll show you two versions of strength here. This is the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck. This is the Light Seers tarot. In both, you'll see some similar elements. There's a woman who is somehow brave, strong, taming the beast, connected to the infinite, this feeling of higher faith, higher purpose. Um, she's tapping into both her courage and bravery, but also something very gentle and very heart-centered, right? How can I be graceful and gentle, but also recognize the power that I have? How can I befriend the animal instinct and the fire and the passion, but also be in control of that? So these are very much, related to the strength. You'll also see that this is all in the bright yellow sunshine. There's a lot of brightness in this card. So some questions for you. Where in your life do you need to tap into more of your own light, more of your own passion, and your own will to create, to express, to be brave around what it is you want to create? Where do you need a little bit more self-control or self-mastery to sort of tame the instinctual passions so that you can actually not just initiate and jump into something impulsively, but have the staying power to see something through, to do the work? Where are you showing up very heart-centered and generous and faithful that I can give and my cup will also be filled, right? This sense of like, I have a higher purpose and I'm really being trusting in that. So I can be a good, kind, generous person in the world and it's not going to deplete me. It's actually coming from my solar plexus core and also connected to something bigger, right? That perspective of how do we use our power? How do we use our strength? Is it only for self-serving purposes? Is it to manipulate and have the one up over others? Or is it to feed our heart, right? Like our courage, our core actually allows us to be more vulnerable and open from our heart. So these are all themes of Leo season. I also want to share some minor arcana with you. So in the tarot, there are the major cards, which are the soul level journey of a human being through their lifetime and the big archetypes. And then there are the minor cards. And astrologically, there are certain signs and energies of the planetary astrology that connect to those cards. So the Leo cards in the minor arcana are the five, six, and seven of wands. Wands is the suit of fire. And the five, six, and seven are the fixed fire cards. So the first one I want to show you is the five of wands. And the five of wands is often depicting there's some kind of battle of wills. And this may represent you against others, what you want versus what others want. And you have to sort of jockey for position or to be heard or to get your self-expression out there. There's showing up with a little bit of like, okay, I'm ready to defend in battle. This could also just be an internal struggle. Like, what are the things that are vying for your attention? What are your different passions that, well, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this and I'm excited about this, but this is right. So, what are the inner things that you have to sort of find balance and figure out which one is going to become a priority and how do I pursue that? Or how do I pursue all of them but find more balance and harmony as opposed to them always feeling like they're competing? Um, this is the card, by the way, of Saturn in Leo. So Saturn is about persistence. It's sometimes hard. There's sometimes restriction. I feel like I'm somehow limited. I can't just overflow in all directions. I have to contain and have a plan for how I'm day to day, like very practically going to execute on specific goals I have. So that's Saturn in Leo. The next card is the Six of Wands, which is Jupiter in Leo. Jupiter is about expansion. It's about blessing, abundance, optimism, feeling really good. The six in Leo, this Jupiter in Leo, Six of Wands, is often associated with victory, success, being recognized and praised and seen for what you've accomplished and for what you've offered, right? If you've been generous, if you've been brave, if you've been a leader and you've worked on something, this is really about feeling like, okay, people are noticing what I've contributed, and it feels really good to be held in high esteem. The little shadow of this card is asking yourself, where do I not feel valued? Where do I wish I had more external recognition for what I'm giving? And also, is it enough, right? Like, am I always seeking external praise and validation? And if I don't get it, I feel resentful or I feel like a failure. How much of your sense of your own success and also your own generosity is tied into the feedback you get from others, and how much of it is just given freely? That I feel successful in my own efforts. I don't need the external praise because I know what I have to offer and I'm offering it just to fulfill something within myself. So those are also all Leo questions, okay? Because Jupiter is also about our sense of purpose. Is your purpose to lead and to create and to be generous in its own sake, or is your purpose to receive the praise and the success externally from others? The Seven of Wands is, you could see there's something very defensive, right? Like, I'm going to hold my ground. And if I need to fight for what I've created, for what my goals are, I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to fight. So, who are the naysayers? Who are the people who are opposing me? Who are the people who are questioning my projects, my desires? Again, this could be all an internal conversation. What are the internal, other things that are demanding my energy, my attention, that I have to sort of like hold back and say, no, 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 this is the most important. This is what I'm driven around. This is what I want to do and be in action around. This is the card of Mars in Leo, and Mars is very brave, very bold, will assert and advocate for itself, and will fight when necessary, right? So this is that, this question of like, what am I fighting for? What's important enough to me that I'm willing to fight for it? Um, okay, I hope that that is some interesting new insight for you around Leo. Happy birthday to all my sun Leos, moon ascendant. Take a look at your chart, see where you have Leo, what houses you have Leo in. That is what's being illuminated now. Wherever the sun is right now in Leo, in your chart is illuminating that part of your life and asking you to have to show up with more courage, with more fun, playfulness, a kind of like very vital energy, and really come alive in that area of your life. If you need help sorting that out, you know how to find me, and I'm happy to do that work with you. Have a great middle of summer, and I'll see you guys again soon.